Good morning everyone, this is the Nissan Ariya and this is the e-Force, so all-wheel drive model, but there are different other versions as well, and today I'm going to do a full test. First I'm going to do a range test and a charging test. A bit about the specs. This is like I said, the all-wheel drive version, but not the most powerful one. There is a more powerful one, e-Force Plus or the e-Wolf Pack Plus, something like this. This has 306 horsepower and this has a 91 kWh battery, usable 87. There's also a 63 kWh battery usable, and also with less power, and of course there's a rear-wheel drive version as well. It can charge with AC 22 kilowatt standard, DC peak 130 kilowatt. I plugged in at 50% right now when I came here, and it told me to 100% 55 minutes, which is okay, because to 80% it says 15 minutes. So it takes 40 minutes from 80 to 100%. And now at 93% the charging with 23 kilowatt. And the charging power that I got when I plugged it in was 86 kilowatt or so. I'm going on a highway right now when this is full, and then in eco mode we're gonna drive at 130 kilometers an hour speed and see what the range is that we can arrive back here with around 10% or so, and then we do a charging test. What else you need to know? Top speed is 200 kilometers an hour, acceleration 0 to 100 is 5.7 seconds. WLTP range on this car is around 500 kilometers. That's okay, but it's also a gigantic battery, so we'll see what the consumption will be. I'm excited about that. Yeah, it says here also that the turning circle is 10.8 meters, and I noticed it in our driveway. It's really a great turning circle for an all-wheel drive model. Very impressive. Since we still have 25 minutes to go charging from 93 to 94 to 100%, I show you the car a bit. My wife doesn't like the look. I'm okay. She thinks it looks ginormous. I think it's not that big, it's just that the form, how it is, it makes it look very big. These are 20-inch tires, by the way, so this will affect the consumption as well. I don't know if you can have 19-inch tires. And this car, so the Ariya starts at 47,000 euros with a small battery. This car, how it's backed here in Germany, costs 70,000 euros. Charge port is here in the front right. For Ionity that's not the best because Ionity doesn't have the cable that you can stretch it out very far. On other chargers, hyperchargers, this works better. Yeah, it beeps when you open the trunk. Trunk is a good size. Looks nice, has all the things you need. The pocket down here is not that big. What I love is that as Volvo, you have a close the trunk and lock at the same time button. I love this. I'm on my way. I'm driving 133 because that GPS beat 130. I started at 100%. It showed 99 when it stopped charging. I drove 35 kilometers so far. I'm already at 90%, but the first 10 kilometers are uphill. That's totally normal. I'm in eco mode. I have e-pedal off, but I'm driving in B, and I have the fan only on, so it's no heating, no cooling. I like that option. That's something nice. I would love this in every car. That's a good thing. There's a bit of traffic, but it's okay. I mean, average speed the car shows 121. I always try to get to 122 on my range tests, so I'm cool with that. I have Android Auto running. Can I get to this? Yes. Looks like this, takes the whole screen. I like that. And we don't have a lot of buttons down here, but this will be extra. Then we film everything what you can do, the same with the screens. show you the head-up display a bit. We'll see when I navigate back to the charger once we turn around how the navigation will be shown in there, but looks pretty good. Speed is on the right, not in the middle as in most other cars, but that's fine. Yeah, also notice in this view you can see how much power is being used from each motor. And when in eco mode, when I use just a little power, like now, it uses the front motor. But if I accelerate a bit, it doesn't even have to be full throttle. It uses both motors at the same time. So eco mode does not mean just only one motor. So but again, if you don't use a lot of power, then it's front wheel drive. I'm at 75% and I drove 87 kilometers. This would mean a full range of 350 kilometers, around that. Consumption is 244 watt-hours per kilometer. I started at 19 degrees Celsius, it's 21 degrees. Still have no AC or heat on. And average speed 125 is high, but I'm turning around in a second. I am at 50% and drove 167 kilometers. What is that? 325? Am I right? No, 335 kilometers. Average consumption is 254. Shut up. I already put the navigation, I put the charger in because I want to see how it is, how it shows me state of charge and everything. And it's not that great. It shows me when I put in the destination, it shows me what state of charge I will arrive. But since then, I don't see where to see it again. Average consumption is 254 watt-hours per kilometer. I lowered my speed to 130 because my average speed is 125. That's a bit high because there is traffic, but no slow traffic. So if I have to pass someone, he's driving 1 or 2 kilometers an hour slower than me, and then I have to accelerate to 135 or 140, and that's why my average speed is so high. So I lowered it to 130, and I hope I can get it down because I have to turn around there anyways, and then going into the charger that also takes the average speed down. It should be at around 122. I think it's going good. I have the AC on now, but there is a driver zone only button, and I have it at 23 degrees and very low blowing, so it shouldn't take too much power. Yeah, this is weird. So I have 158 kilometers of range at 45%, which seems to be accurate with what I have been driving so far. And I'm driving even slower than before. And if I put in the charger where we started as a destination, it tells me we arrive with 4%, even though it's 100 kilometers to get there, and I have 157 kilometers of range. And this is not some WLTP thing. I really think this is because, again, at 50% it looked pretty good to what I have been driving. I don't know. And when I'm then in the screen, I don't know where I would see what state of charge I will arrive. I don't see it. is it to drive the Nissan Ariya on the highway at highway speeds 130. It's very comfortable, it's very quiet at 130, extremely quiet. This is top level here. Really quiet, even tire noise, wind noise, amazing. Not a fan of the route planning. Now it tells me 8% that I arrive, and I still have 50 kilometers of margin, so almost 48. Consumption, we'll see. I think it's a bit high, but I think it's fine for the car what it is, but it's a big battery. The cruise control and self-steering are okay. We'll talk about it in a second. There are 3 things in this car that are negative to me. One is a bit understandable. The other one is, I don't know, and one is stupid. Number one, which is understandable, is this cruise control is not made for German highways. On the country road, I think this is a great cruise control, adaptive cruise control, because it slows down very early when there's a car in front of you that's driving slower, and that's okay. That happens with other cars too, and it's a big distance when it does it, even though I have it on the lowest distance. My problem is then you have to accelerate, which is normal, so that you keep the speed, go out and pass. That happens with other cars too. But in this car, for whatever reason, when you accelerate and then you're at the speed that you're driving, that you set 130 kilometers an hour. When I then get off the accelerator pedal, it slows down. I can see the region going in, and then it accelerates again. Very uncomfortable and unnecessary, but it does that. Number 2 is the self-steering. It's okay. Like I said before, it keeps you in the middle, it's fine. My problem with it is the following. It doesn't recognize when you steer, it recognizes your touch, and the touch has to be strong. So when I just hold the steering wheel normal, I'm not saying with one finger or something, it doesn't recognize me, and it gives me a warning, hey, keep your hands on the steering wheel, and then I have to just squeeze it a bit and it's fine. If I do steering very slightly, it doesn't recognize me. That's really annoying. That's why I turn it off when I don't need it. And the third one, and the stupid thing, and this is where this car gets really uncomfortable, and I don't get why. The armrest here in the door and the middle armrest are different height. This is higher than this. You cannot adjust the height of this. I can move it forward and backwards with a motor. Woohoo! And so I'm sitting crooked like this, and this doesn't matter if you're short, long, or whatever, or where your seating position is, because this is always lower than this. And when you want to put, I want to put my arm here, which is, I don't know, this much higher, and I can't do it. So I'm sitting crooked if I want to put both elbows on the armrest like I usually do in cars. I can do it up here, but then I'm crooked like this. It's just not a nice, comfortable feeling. Not a fan of this, and I will never be. I arrived with 13%, and I drove 285 kilometers, consumption 247 watt-hours per kilometer. Google Maps tells me it was 288 kilometers, so this trip meter is a bit under-reporting. I did my calculations, and that would mean at this speed, average speed, I think is around 125 kilometers an hour. I put all the data in here, tire size and everything, temperature, yes, and the range at this speed says 331 kilometers of range with a 87 kilowatt-hour battery. Yeah, the number 245 watt-hours per kilometer, whatever the average consumption was, is not too bad. Isn't the best range at that speed. I'm charging now. Hey, I'm charging now, and I have noticed that it's limited to 350 amps. and I only got 124 kilowatt at 12% that I plugged it in. I know you can see, but it's still limited to 350 amp and the voltage is 368 volt. That's why we only get 129 amp. What does the car show? There we go. 128 kilowatt. Yeah, the charger shows 129. 55 minutes to 100%, 25 minutes to 80.